Do mics, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Gods and goddesses, let your souls be resurrected from poverty-stricken, lust-infected, glass vials, vacant houses, coke-cracking, molly-popping habits that ironically serves you as a death of this life, although ridding the stress of this life. As you try to suck the milk from the breast of this life, rise and ascend and take a breath of his light. Stand and defend, repent and amend, and awaken up out of this ill sleep that was sent. Not around town smoking squares like chimneys, because that right there sounds like a town full of enemies. But when your inner me is your enemy, then your energy loses its own energy. Hated, degraded, and not being the being you were created to be free from the skin of this world. It's not that we are men, women, boys, and girls. Gods and goddesses we are. We come from a distant land. We are royalty from afar. Supreme being, for I am. My culture is freedom, so too damnation with Uncle Sham Nation, believing propaganda convinced of the American dream. My people only believe that this sleeping dream will only extend the beam that has been set in your eye. Once like I, trying to get by on frivolous days and EBT, I had let the blinded high of this life a lie defeat me, because the word says a man that does not work shall not eat. So how much in your possession is really your own property? And how many times have you black people been represented properly? And it's not that I expect perfection, because how can anything be perfect in an eye of perspective when perception accepts or rejects the objective? See, words that you speak must be prudently spoken, and battles that you fight must be wisely chosen. So peace to the gods and the earths, and never forget that you are worth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What else you got for us?
Yes, Tori.
I know, right?
What else you
There
got
was
for us?
another one.
All right, look, hold on, let me promo. So once again, yes, Tori B the artist. Like I said, if you like what you hear, please support me. Like, we gotta support each other. I love y'all. Tori, the letter B, the artist. This next one is pretty much everything I have is black, but this next one is called Black Woman. Her poise, regal. Her voice, lethal. There is nothing in her way, and nothing anyone can say to bewilder her. Childish thoughts will not yield her, because life showed her, life told her that she could rise above it all. So from the very bottom, she placed a pillow on each step to cushion her fall, since she knew that gaining strength would only cause her to struggle. And with all the things going on in her life that she had to juggle, the struggle for strength was the only way she could persevere. The irony of it all is unfathomable, but she must stand, she must build, she can't stop. The weight of the world is not on her shoulders, but in her hands as she molds and shapes broken pieces of consciousness. She strains, she's drained, but all the while maintains her poise, regal. Her voice, like a roll of thunder. Can you hear her cry? Enduring through truth because she'd rather that than a lie. So she would write her poetry to cope, and just a little green for smoke. Blowing her money as she trials and errors her way through life. She trials and errors her way through life, searching for harmony because she hates the strife. So she prays to Yah, her stronghold, binding her soul to tranquility, and defining herself as the epitome of contradiction, because it's peace she wants, but chaos she living, and thoughts of the past still hinting. So she deflects and reflects upon a life worth the fight, because it was never in her to believe the hype. Like, YOLO baby, using age as an excuse to be mentally lazy and act all crazy. But she tells them daily, it's not that I'm putting pressure on myself. I'm just doing what's good for my health, and maybe one day I'll acquire great wealth, she told them. Better than that, she showed them. All the while, her poise, regal. Her voice, like a needle in a haystack, because nobody wanted to hear her spit, because they weren't ready for that truth to hit. But regardless, that black woman was gonna talk her shit. Because it was in her poise that was regal. And that's what made her voice legal. And that's that piece.